Hey everybody, get on in here. It's time. And those of you who know how to catch me live, somebody tell me how, because people are wanting to know. Because I don't know how to catch me live. I am live. So those of you who know how to catch me live, post it in the comments, and then Liz can tell everybody and Patty can tell everybody. So folks, it's another day. It's Monday. And Monday is our day to do our weekly home blessing. But I've done that with you for the last couple of weeks. And I'm not going to do that today because you already know how to do it. And I know it's fun to do it, but we got other things to talk about. I've got construction people coming tomorrow. Well, he's coming today for us to pick out the color of our shingles. And then they start work tomorrow. I was supposed to have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I have had to postpone that because I want to be here in case somebody needs something. Yep. So, folks, we've been discussing, this month we are doing our laundry, getting our laundry done. I have done more laundry. I've cleaned up my laundry room. I've decluttered a bunch of stuff. This morning, Robert's been taking a bunch of the things that we've decluttered. He's been decluttering the basement. I've been decluttering upstairs. One thing I decluttered upstairs, he wanted down in the basement, so I let him go through a bag. It had an Oric vacuum cleaner in it that I didn't want anymore up here because it gets in my way. Anyway, so that's that. Notifications coming up. So that's where we are right now. It's crooked. So I have a funny story to tell you. Last night, our visitor dog and our puppy, Tulip, had themselves one good time. But I have to show you a picture of the visitor dog if I can get a picture for you. This is Molly, and I bought this new bed for Tulip, and Molly is in this new bed. Well, evidently Tulip didn't like Molly being in the bed. I don't know that it was a jealousy thing, but the two of them started mining the bed for its stuffing. Tulip chewed a hole in it, and there was stuffing all over the living room. So I waited till bedtime, part of my before bed routine. I pick up all the toys, put them in the cubby, and I stuffed all the stuffing back into the bed. But it still had a big hole about like this. And I'm thinking, I wish I had an upholstery needle with some heavy duty thread on it and I could just sew it right back up. I just thought it. Well, this morning, as I'm decluttering, and I know Robert's going to take some of my little declutter bags that I've been using with handles on them. I know he's going to take out the last 2 or 3 I did yesterday, and he's going to take them out to the car this morning. Well, one of them had this Oric vacuum cleaner in it, and I couldn't find the wand, the long wand, and the hose part to it. That's what gets in my way in my closet. It's just awkward. So what I did is I went to the closet this morning to look for it. And I found it right where I thought it would be. I don't know why I hadn't remembered it before, but I found it. But lying on the floor, don't know how I got there, but lying on the floor right beside it was an upholstery needle and about this much white heavy-duty floss or thread, embroidery thread on it. Already threaded. Already put through the eye of the needle. Ready to go. All I had to do was tie a knot in it. And bam! God gave me a needle with the thread on it. So that's like, okay, I'm telling you, you got to go sew that up right now. So I took the needle immediately and sewed up the hole. There it was. Upholstery needle. I didn't even know I had one. And what's it doing on the floor? I may not have had one, but God put it there for me. God put it there for me so I could find it and sew up the hole. Now, is that not a God wink or what? When you're continually, God just shows you things. And you don't even know that He's showing you these things. So it's fun to recognize them. And I have to tell you about them when they happen. I read a book one time called God Winks. And it's just interesting. One time I was driving down the road and I couldn't think of this box company I had worked with in the past when I ran a pallet mill. And I'm driving down the road. I think I'm going to Raleigh for something by myself. And I'm trying to think of this and I'm trying to think of this. And what is the name of that box company? And I couldn't think of it. And I said, well, I wish I could think of the name of that box company because we really need a good box company right now. And there in the distance, off to the right, in my view, was the box company. Stone Container. Right there on the road. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I pulled off and I called Robert and I said, you're not going to believe what just happened. You're not going to believe what just happened. And there, those little things, you think about them, you don't even really request them to God. You don't ask God to, it's a trivial matter. You don't ask God for trivial things, even though He'll give them to you. But there I was wanting an upholstery needle last night. I didn't know where I could lay my hands on an upholstery needle, much less the thread that goes with it. That's what I wished I had, was a container of thread that had a bunch of colors in it. Because every time I go to need a color, I don't have it. And I used to have it. So I'm gonna get me some thread. Thread is what stands in our way. It's, but God provided it. God provided it. So I thought that was a fun thing to tell you about today. Because you just never know. You just never know. There was this upholstery needle in the floor. I just thought, if I just had an upholstery needle. So God pretty much said, here it is. Go do what you got to do. I sewed it up this morning. Is it pretty? No. But, it's put back together. It's put back together. So maybe she won't chew another hole in it. And that's my complaint with this fabric this thing is made of. It looks like shaggy dog fabric because Molly is a shaggy dog. Molly is a shaggy dog. But she's in a camouflage bed. She's in a camo bed. But I sewed it back up. But it's really thin fabric. So my dogs do better with denim. They like a twill fabric because they don't necessarily can chew through it. Now, today I want to discuss, we're in our bathroom. So before I came on the show, I cleaned out a drawer in my bathroom vanity. One drawer. I got rid of a bunch of stuff. It's layers. It's layers. It's layers of clutter. That something wasn't clutter 6 months ago when I did it, but it's clutter today. So I am getting rid of things like you would not believe. Robert is too. He's gotten rid of a bunch of tools. So it is important for us to stay on top of it. Decluttering is just like is just like peeling an onion. It's layers and layers. What you thought was important 6 months ago isn't necessarily today. You get a different mindset. You get stronger at letting things go. So let's look at our bathroom through different eyes. a year ago, I bought some hair barrettes because I was trying to let my hair grow out. And then my husband at dinner says, "You look like Steve Bannon," and showed me a picture of Steve Bannon. And I just almost died. I texted my hairdresser immediately and said, "I got to get my hair cut. I've got to get my hair cut because I don't want to look like Steve Bannon." Well, I had these barrettes. Now, these barrettes make me think of Steve Bannon. Do I want to think of Steve Bannon all the time? Nope. I don't want to think about Steve Bannon. He is of no consequence to me. But when Robert said my hair was looking like Steve Bannon's hair, I almost died. And I laughed. I laughed and I laughed. He makes me laugh every day. And that's one of the most important things, is laughing every day at something. He's already made me laugh today. I asked him what a word meant. And I was reading this book and they used a word that I didn't know. Well, he's like living with an encyclopedia or a dictionary. And I said, "What does this word mean?" And he said, "Well, whoever used it shouldn't have used an $8 word when a $4 word would have sufficed." And I said, "I agree with you, but what does it mean?" And he told me. I like living with an encyclopedia. He keeps me on my toes. Anyway, and I now can't even think of the word. I don't even know the word. Don't even know the word. So laughing is good for us. Laughing is so much fun for us. Yesterday morning, somebody asked today, "How do we watch you live?" Well, somebody needs to tell me how you watch me live. I have no clue. Are you subscribed to Fly Lady Live on Facebook? I embed it on our website under Fly Lady Live. I also download it and send it to YouTube. And I think people may be thinking I'm doing live on YouTube, but that doesn't work well from my house. So I don't really know how you get to watch me live. And if you know how you watch me live, do you get a notification on Facebook? I don't know. So I got this testimonial last night. I can't even think of what it was for. But she was sending me this testimonial, but she sent the testimonial again because she made a typo on it. Well, don't worry, folks. I can catch typos, and if I send your testimonial out, I'll make sure those typos are fixed. And I said to her, how did I know you were a perfectionist? And then I looked at her email address, and her email address was Miss Perfect. Now, I just died laughing, and I sent it back to her with the reply, "How did I know you were perfectionist?" Because that's what people who correct typos are. We need those people. I love having those kind of people in my life because I need an editor, a copy editor, to clean up stuff because I am writing as fast as my little fingers will type. And I can't stop to be a perfectionist. So many books are never published because people are scared they're going to make a mistake. So if you're a writer and you write, there are people out there who will fix any error you make. That's their job. That's who they're supposed to be. You're the writer. Writers don't do good at correcting errors. But guess what? She was Miss Perfectionist. She owned it. I own that I'm a perfectionist too, but I've learned to laugh at my perfectionism so that I can teach you how to let go of it so you can have more fun in your life. Isn't that just wonderful? Yesterday somebody complained that I never get to the point. Well, I kind of go around in a circle to get to the point. I don't plan on it. It just works out that way. So perfectionism is what keeps us held down. My son was telling me about a book he was reading, and I don't have it in front of me, so I'll tell you tomorrow. But I'm going to download it right away. I read two or three books a week. Working and listening to a book. Sometimes I might have to read it twice to get it all out. I've had some books that I've read 5 or 6 times. And when I say read, I'm an auditory learner. I know who I am. I know how I can't sit down and read a book, but I can listen to a book. I can listen to a book when I'm driving. I can listen to a book when I'm sitting and working. It works for me. And I listen to these books. I go on audible.com and I buy a year's worth of Audible books, 12. And I have to buy 3 more every few days. But the books work out to about $10 a piece when I buy them like that. And it's a great way for me to read books, expand my brain a little bit, and still get things done. I'm working from the time I wake up in the morning till I go to bed at night. So I wake up around 8 o'clock because a little dog wants something. So Robert and I were up at 8 o'clock this morning. I get up, make the bed. This morning I put a towel over the bed because the white cat has decided that Robert's pillow is a beautiful place to spend the day napping. And the cat hair tickles my nose and I have trouble sleeping at night. Well, it is so much fun. I have to roll and take the rubber scrubber and get all the cat hair off the bed before we even get in the bed. I've got some papers here I'm thinking about talking to you about in just a second. But listening to a book helps me. And we have our books. They're not on Audible, but they're on our website, Body Clutter and Sync Reflections. I have not I'm supposed to record this book, but we haven't set up a time to do that yet. It could be any day now. Who knows? This is my new book, The Chaos Cure. It's coming out in December. But I've already written everything. And actually, the copy editor and I stayed pretty close in touch. And she is so funny. She said, I'm already implementing some of the things you're teaching me in this book, and it's really helping me. And I got tickled, and I said, well, I'm sorry about all my little mistakes. And she said, don't you worry about those. That's my job. Your job is to write. My job is to correct the typos. And she's really fun to work with. Do you have book recommendations? Not really. When I tell you about a good book, and I'm going to start reading the book my son recommended, and it's about our purpose in life. And I think the last name is Keller. He's a pastor at a church in New York City. So I will look at that and see. I'll start reading it and see. But he really likes it. He's been listening. He's been listening to it in his truck, and he really is enjoying it because Tim Keeler. Yes. I can't remember the name, Kathy. See if you can find the name of it's a red book. I know that much. It's a red book. So I'm going to start reading that. And it's just fun. Editor's comments about it. Yeah, so this is going to be a great book. I'm excited about it. Now, right now, our perfectionism. Somebody asked me yesterday, and I've got to write an Ask Fly Lady question. I've been thinking maybe we had done an Ask Fly Lady question on this one time in the past, but I can't seem to find it. So I'm just going to have to write it again. But the question was, how do you use a calendar? My family wasn't taught how to use a calendar. And I wasn't taught how to use a calendar. But I'm trying to find my calendar right now. Here it is. So, let me get this. Here's our calendar. This is our new calendar for it started the 1st of August. Now, with a calendar, you have to put things on your calendar, and you have to look at your calendar. So the main thing is you've got to keep in mind is if it doesn't get put on the calendar, you're liable to forget it. So that every good endeavor is the name of the book that Justin, my son, recommended to me today. So I'm going to start reading that after lunch. But you got to get stuff on your calendar. If you don't get it on the calendar, it's not going to get done. So the thing you have to do is when you first get your calendar, you have to sit down with your calendar at the kitchen table, preferably with one of your children to help you so you can teach them how to use a calendar. There's a testimonial going out tomorrow just about this specific thing. But you have to teach your children how to do it. So you sit down with your old calendar. If you've never used one before, you've got to think about these things. So this lady called her grandmother to get all the birth dates of everybody in the family. Birth dates, anniversaries, all that stuff. Because this lady wanted to send birthday cards to all of her nieces and nephews and different things. So she got all the birthdays from grandmother because grandmother would know. And she got those on the calendar. She went to the website for the school that her daughter's going to, and she got all the dates when school was in session, when there was a holiday, special days at school, if it was wacky shirt day or, all of this stuff. She got all of this, and they sat down and wrote it down on the calendar. She also got her church calendar because the church offers certain classes, and she wanted to get those on the calendar so she wouldn't schedule something in those time slots. And another thing you could do is plan date nights and get some vacation days on the calendar, because this is a 17-month calendar. 17 months. It goes from now until December 2019. You got a 5-month window of grace period to get a new calendar. You may like a cozy calendar, but your children need to see how to use a calendar. If you keep it locked away in your phone, you're doing your children a disservice. You're doing your children a disservice. We have to teach our children how to use a calendar. And we're getting back to basics, and this is a basic. This is a wonderful basic for us, using calendar. We probably should do a whole month just on using a calendar. Knowing, what's coming up. Children don't like surprises, but they also ask you 1,000,000 times a day. If your calendar is in your phone, your children are going to ask you 10 times a day, what are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing this weekend? Do I have a play date? When's my next play date? Teach them. You're in control. Don't allow another generation to lapse into not knowing how to use a calendar. Get your calendar, and right now we got a 20% discount on them. So you can get the stickers and you can get the calendar and still save, a couple of bucks on it. Can I open it? Well, of course I can open it. Do you want me, as Robert would say, do you want me to open it? Yes. Okay, so here's our calendar. I can't get it on the screen. It's huge. The dimensions are, I think, 17 inches by 14 inches. Look at this. My hand covers a box. Look at that. It's huge. It's lined so we can stay in the lines. This makes a great calendar for busy families. Even for not busy families, if you just have 1 or 2 appointments a month and that sort of thing, then you can see it from across the room. I keep mine in my bathroom. I look on the bathroom wall, which is across the way from the throne, and I can see what's going on. I start my day in the bathroom. I end my day in the bathroom. For me, it is a logical place. But if you have a busy family, you need to put it at your launch pad maybe. Some people like to take some cork and put it on a picture frame and hang a picture frame by the front door so that you look at the calendar every time you walk out the door. So that's such a cool idea of taking an old picture frame, and you can find them everywhere. You've probably got some stashed away someplace. So make your calendar station. It's 21 by 14. Okay, I was off by 4 inches. That's amazing. So at Christmas time, we use an Advent calendar to count down to Christmas. And somebody just posted an idea about putting hash lines through the day. That's great. The calendar squares are big enough to put milestones from your little ones on your calendar. Like Kathy posted the other day that Lucas said his first little ugly word that he learned from his passed away grandfather watching a video. You know, we don't like ugly words, but every kid's going to say one. Little ears hear things. So be careful, little ears, what you hear. But she posted it on her calendar so she could see it. Somebody will post a link right quick here. It's real easy. I think it's, I don't have it in front of me, so I can't tell you. But you go to our fly shop, and it's like the second row down in the fly shop. Pantry door, so my kids see it 37 times a day. Yep. So if you're going to use a calendar in your phone, somebody else does this. They, every day, every morning, as part of their morning routine, they take a picture of their calendar and they post it. They post it as their screensaver on their phone. Imagine that. Having your calendar right there with you if you needed it. But my sister Patty keeps her calendar, and Kathy does this too. Now, they're born organized people. They're born organized. But Kathy keeps the calendar open face on her desk so she can write on it immediately. But Kathy keeps up with everything in the company. My sister Patty keeps hers on her kitchen counter so that her family can see it. And she keeps it right where they can see it. So today is this is August the 13th. Right there. Guess what else it does when it's right on your kitchen counter? It keeps people from putting things on top of it. Now, here's another calendar tip for you. If you don't like your handwriting, which was my problem because I'm a perfectionist, I didn't like my handwriting, you can get tiny address labels, and these fit exactly on the calendar. Let me show you. I'm going to take a blue one right here, and I'm going to put it on today's date. Is it perfect? No. But guess what? If you had a calendar full of, you write it on right here and then transfer it to here. And it's color-coded per family member. You see that? Color-coded per family member. And then your calendar looks pretty. Another thing you can do is take Post-it notes. Here's a Post-it note. One member cuts the part of the Post-it note off that's not sticky. And she will use this for menu planning. And she puts it at the bottom of her calendar. I don't think this one will stick right now. Hold on a second. wait, I don't have scissors. Where's my scissors? I'm just going to tear it. It's not pretty, but I'm trying to make a point here. So she uses it for menu planning right here. And this one comes off easy. And she can move it further down to next week. Because the sticky's still there. Because it's a Post-it note. That's what it does. And the dress labels do not come off as easily, but they will come off. And you can cover them up with other things. So, folks, utilize stickers. Address labels are pretty cheap. And you can take highlighters and you can give everybody a different color. Let me look at here. So you can use highlighters to color code things. You can see. I like to take a highlighter and do a whole bunch of sheets at one time. What do I do with? There we go. Do the whole family. And there are some things that the whole family has to do. So I make them special. So you can see them from across the room. This is something that the whole family has to do. So each person has a color, and you use those colors for each person's appointment. Now, the secret here to getting people on the same page, because Dad's probably got a calendar at work, Mom's probably got a calendar at work. You got to come together once a week. Got it? You got to come together once a week, and it needs to be planned. Now, Robert and I usually compare calendars on Sunday night. Over dinner is a good time to do it. When he was working full-time, right now we don't work full-time. He doesn't work full-time. He does, but he's out in the yard. And we compare our calendars, and like I told him this morning, I'm supposed to have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, but he doesn't know right now that I changed it to next week because I just got a text from my roofing guy that he's coming tomorrow. And I want to be here. Robert would be here, but I still want to be here. So use calendars, use fun stickers. I was looking for some calendar testimonials last night and I found this wonderful one. What size labels are they? Let's see. It's the Avery label 8167. 8167. Avery 8167. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It has 80 labels. 80 labels to a page. 80 labels. A whole pack of them will last you 3 or 4 years. So folks, utilize some labels here. Now, the stickers that we have at the that you can buy with the calendar package, they're fun stickers. They're also stickers that, for zones. There's stickers for zones, and there's stickers for school events, and we have children's stickers and all kinds of things to make the calendar look fun. Let's enjoy our calendars, because if it's pretty and you've enjoyed putting it together, and I want to see your pictures. Take a few minutes and send me a picture with your testimonial, how the kids helped you. I want to see them. Put "I love my calendar" in the subject line and send it to flylady@flylady.net. Other people need to see how you're doing your calendar. It'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun for you. Now, somebody's husband last night, her husband works shifts and she never knows when he's working and when he's not. Well, she took his schedule and she got some of those dots that you put on. Do I have any here handy? That you use to price things at a yard sale. She got colored dots, and if he was working, she put green. She put green dots. If she came up with a color for him to be at work that she could see, and it was just a dot that she could see from across the room, and she knew if he was going to be out of the house on that day immediately. So folks, let's have some fun. Let's color code our calendars for our families. And if it's just 2 people, then you really don't need to color code it. But if you've got a busy family, then color codes are essential. People color code their laundry too. If you got a big family, then get a different color laundry basket for each person. Then you know whose laundry is not being done. And when a child gets to be 8 or 9, they can start doing their own laundry. Really, they can, if they want to, and if you show them how. So color code coat hangers, color code laundry baskets, color code towels, color code sheets. Color codes are fun. Right now we have silver rags. I like to use silver rags for my windows and in my car, and I use a purple rag in my bathtub and in my bathroom. So I like color codes. So sit down with your calendar. Calendars don't happen just through osmosis. You have to actually open it up and write things on it. And then calendars don't work if you don't look at them. So you got to have them in front of your how to code socks. I don't know what that means. Oh, I know how. You get each person a different pair of socks, different type of socks. So maybe somebody likes short socks, somebody likes knee socks, somebody likes black socks. Each person gets a different color. Yes, color code. Can you tell me if the new gray... Let me see if ostrich feathers is as full as the other one. I don't know that yet. This one's been poofed. I think it'll come in and it won't look this way, but this one has been blow dried. Justin's going to bring me back an ostrich feather duster. We have sold a lot of them this weekend, so we are getting low on them. But I will have the ostrich feather duster in my hot little hand before you know it. I really will. He's supposed to be coming after lunch, and maybe I'll get it blow dried and looking pretty for you so you can see it. Maybe I'll show you what it looks like coming out of the package, and then I'll blow dry it and poof it up. So folks, get your calendar ordered. There's a 20% discount on them. The coupon code is CLEAN461. CLEAN461. And get that ordered. And I just ordered rags and a feather duster. You're going to love it. I need a testimonial about your extra large mop, Stephanie. You send me a testimonial. Put I love my mop in it. You just already told me you loved your mop. So I need some testimonials. I always need testimonials. Your testimonials give me strength to know that I'm doing what God put me here to do. Your testimonials are powerful messages for other fly babies. Can you tell I had 2 cups of coffee this morning? My sweet darling made me 2 cups this morning. So I am on a roll. So I love you all. I've been talking for 39 minutes. 39 minutes. And it just seems like that when I talk to you. Show us how to blow dry our dusters. Well, okay, but it'll take a little bit. but I'll try to videotape it. I got a stand I can put the camera on, and maybe that'll work. I'll blow dry it for you. I'll do that. So folks, have a good day. It's been fun, as it always is, because if it's not fun, I've been doing this for 3 months, and it has to be fun or I wouldn't do it. Oh, we didn't do our basics today. Okay, and we didn't put together a pamper mission. I need 1 pamper mission and 1 declutter. The declutter is going to be 1 drawer in your bathroom. Okay, this is part of your morning routine, and this is a habit we practice in April. Make our beds. Making your bed makes your room look clean. That's what we tell the kids every weekend. If you'll just make your bed, your room's going to look good. So when my feet hit the floor, I get out of my side of the bed looking pretty good, and then I made up Robert's side of the bed and put a towel over it so the cat would have a place to sleep. Guess where the cat's sleeping? Right on that towel. I made him happy. And anytime you can make a critter happy, it's a good day. So making your bed is one of those basic things that we practice every day. And if you make it fun, it'll get done. So I'm keeping that pile there. And what's our pamper mission for today? What do you want to do for a pamper mission? We've been talking about sitting down and reading a book. And maybe let's listen to a book. Listen to a book. Because sometimes when you listen to books, you get a different feel for them. Especially, I tell you what book I listened to that I absolutely loved. And that was not the Chronicles of Narnia. Patty, what was it? It's a book. I listen to it at least once a year. Now, why can't I think of it? It's about a weird way. C.S. Lewis wrote it. And it's about how the devil goes after you in weird sort of ways. But it was a book loved by what is the name of that book? My sister knows it. We read it quite, and I had my grandson read it, listen to it. But it's acted out in the book. The Screw Tape Letters. Yes, that's it. It's a great book. And it helps you to look at things a little bit differently. You know, because somebody doesn't want us to get our houses clean. They want us to suffer. And it's the little things that pull us away from what our purpose is, that endeavor from that other book. So it all fits together. It's really fun. So folks, I've pretty much taken over your lunch hour. And have a good day. Have a real good day. And practice making your bed. And let's go. Oh, I got to write that down. Clean out a drawer in bathroom. Because that's our zone we're in this week. We're in our bathroom, and we're in one other room in the house, an extra bedroom. That's what this room is for me. It's an extra bedroom, but it's also my studio. So let's stay. Can I use cleaner with Mom? Yeah, you can use cleaner, but cleaner just makes your floor streaky to me. I just like plain water. Just plain water works for me. I don't. Sometimes I'll use a little Windex because the dogs are muddy, but I'll just spray it on the floor and I still have water on my mop. Some people like to use vinegar. Vinegar works too. You know, put the kids in bathing suits. There's no wrong way to mop except not do it. So put the kids in their bathing suits. If it's a rainy day, this is a fun thing for a rainy day. Put the kids in their bathing suits, put some old towels down on the floor, put some water down on the floor, and some shaving cream or baby shampoo. And if you don't have shaving cream, you can take some shampoo and put it in your blender with a little water and make whipped cream, make whipped stuff. I'm trying to throw that one away. What about your barrettes? Well, I have put them in a bin with other things that I don't use for my hair because I never blow dry my hair. It looks like this without having to do anything to it. And I put them into this bin of hair products, hair stuff, special picks and all kinds of things. I use a pick on my hair and that's about it. Okay, folks, I've done 46 minutes. I love you all. I will talk to you tomorrow. And somebody teach me how to tell somebody to see me live. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but anyway, see you later. I'm not bragging about my hair. It is what it is. I wash it and it does this. And I went to bed with it wet last night. So God has blessed me with wonderful hair. I can just do this too. And it's poofy. Even if it's dirty, it's poofy. I got thick hair. I love you all. See you later.